trillion. However, billions of tax dollars are sitting in bank accounts doing absolutely nothing.
Cheryl Atkinson is here with an eye-opening new congressional report, a story you will see only on CBS this morning. Cheryl, good morning.
Good morning. This is about a new report called Money for Nothing, and it adds up the staggering amount of tax dollars allocated by Congress but not ever spent on its intended purpose. In fact, not spent at all, yet tied up somewhere in bank accounts.
Bridges in dire need of repair, homeowners desperately fighting foreclosure, while tens of billions of tax dollars meant to help languish in forgotten federal bank accounts. Those are just some of the outrages in the new report, Money for Nothing, compiled by Republican Senator Tom Coburn.
The money gets granted, doesn't get spent. It's way past the time event on when the original grant was applied for. They never close out the grant. They never bring the money back. It's just sitting out there in limbo.
Unspent tax dollars might be good news if it were returned to reduce the debt or deficit, but often the spending laws require the money to be maintained in accounts at taxpayer expense, whether it's ever used or not. For example, back in 2005, Congress earmarked tax dollars for a futuristic magnetic levitation train across the Mojave Desert to Las Vegas. But a series of technical errors caused so many delays, supporters abandoned the project. The $45 million could sit around forever. There are many reasons why so much money goes unused, but Coburn says one main reason why Congress doesn't fix it is not enough support at either party to claw back the idle money.
I could write a bill that would get all that money back. The question is it never get to the floor. They don't want to fight the political battle of saying, well, he giveth and he taketh away. They don't want that negative press.
In 2010, Congress set aside tax money to help 30,000 unemployed families avoid foreclosure, but the program ended with $568 million left over. TARP money allocated back in 2008 to help homeowners fight off foreclosure is still sitting around 4 years later, $34.6 billion of it. 1 in 4 of the nation's bridges is dangerously deficient or obsolete, yet $13 billion in federal funds earmarked by Congress for highway projects sits unspent. Democratic Senator Mark Warner is also concerned. This week, he's pushing for a law called the Data Act to give Congress a better handle on what's been spent and show in real time when money's sitting around.
Where the monies are not being spent well, where there's not accountability, we need to either pay down the debt or we need to use that to consolidate into those programs where we're actually getting good value for our dollar.
Not a good value, the Olympic-sized blunder in Atlanta. $2.7 million tax dollars left over from an earmark for the 1996 Olympics. Money that, by law, could be spent only on an event that ended more than 15 years ago.
Now, just one little factoid. The Government Accountability Office recently found $1 billion tax dollars sitting in expired federal grant accounts alone at the end of last year. That's just one component of the budget. The Office of Management and Budget says it's reviewing and streamlining its policy guidance on federal grants.
Cheryl Atkinson, thank you. Great to see you. It is time now to show you some of this morning's headlines from around the globe. The New York Times